Hello everyone and welcome to our Lunch and Learn. My name is Nafis from Excel Academy and I'll be your host for today. This time we have Mr. Alex and we are excited to have you join us. We explore understanding Google Analytics on how to improve your website performance and hear from the industry experts. And just a quick reminder that you can ask questions by commenting below, and we'll do our best to answer them during the Q&A session at the end. So grab your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's dive in. Now I pass this floor to Mr. Alex. I think Mr. Alex, yeah, I can't hear you. I think
Oh,
you're
I
muted.
muted. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Once again, thank you very much for having me here. And while you're enjoying your time, your lunch time, I would like to make this opportunity to make this 60 minutes worthwhile for you and to benefit when it comes to Google Analytics. So I'm not sure how many of you install Google Analytics in your website, and there's going to be a shift from UA, they call UA Universal Analytics, or sometimes people call it GA3 to GA4. GA4 has a big change, a lot of differences compared to GA3. And if you have not shifted yet, I will encourage you to quickly familiarize yourself with the GA4 metrics and how they measure and evaluate each metrics and what makes them want to make the changes. The truth is, website and apps has been changes, right? So GA4 is a more powerful way to measure, to tell you a better picture about what's happening on your website. Who are these people, example? So in today's sessions, I will go through a very simple framework to guide you how to install your Google Analytics 4, how to configure it, and what are the most important things that you should look out for. Yeah, without actually doing some custom conversion or custom configuration. So let me share my screen and let's get started. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now. I myself, we have an agency where we work with a lot of clients on building website, copywriting, ads, and so on and so forth. So that's what we specialize in. And we also help customers, our client, to run SEO projects. So basically, changing GA3 to GA4 is a struggle for most of the people out there, including us ourselves. We have to learn from literally like scratch of how to really interpret the meaning of this website using GA4. I myself also work very closely with Excel Academy on providing training, coaching for students who want to take their marketing to the next level. Yeah. And this is my 8 years in the industry. So my last job was an executive vice president in digital marketing. So we help a group of company to run marketing for events, for F&B, for sales, e-commerce, and so on and so forth. So I still learning right now, yeah, and I hope my sharing will be beneficial to you. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me. So let's talk about the differences between GA3 and GA4, or Universal Analytics and Google Analytics 4. Yeah, this is the summary of differences, yeah, which I compile and um, for you to have better pictures on what to take note of and what not. So you see, Universal Analytics or GA3, they don't combine website and apps of analytics. Yeah. So they configure it separately. So if you want to use, let's say you have apps, okay. Last time you need to do two things. You have two sets of data. You need to create separate. But now GA4, they do everything in one single piece of data. So there's nothing else you need to do. You just need to configure it one time only. Yeah. And then they change a bit of name. So this is a small minor changes. Universal Analytics, they call it tracking ID. GA4, they call it measurement ID. It's the same thing, just the name change only. And then Universal Analytics, they do not have this thing called enhanced measurement features, right? So Google Analytics 4 actually have like this feature called enhanced measurement features, which is like a superpower that GA3 don't have. Example, these enhanced measurement features can do things like help you to track scrolling, how many percent the person scroll, yeah, and then help you track video, right? How many people have played the video, watched the video? Yeah, GA3 can't do that. And then they will also help you track outbound links, like click, right? How many people click go to the outbound link, yeah? And then site search ranking. That means like your keywords rank in your website. Now, of course, this one site search ranking, you can also use Google Search Console to help you to measure the ranking of your website. Next one is the user data retention. Cookies like cookies, users ID or ads identifiers and so on and so forth. Universal Analytics, last time you can retain these types of very small granular data for like forever. Don't you can set in GA3 say that don't expire it, help me to retain this data forever. But GA4 you can only choose whether to retain this data 2 months or 14 months only. So in your website, you will want to change this to 14 months. By default, it is 2 months. So you can turn it into 14 months. After that, it will automatically expire. These are very minute, detailed types of ads data retention, which hold in GA4 that can set for 2 months or 14 months. And then there are a few things here, like Universal Analytics also replace bounce rate, right? Universal Analytics have this bounce rates automatically. You can set. But GA4, you need to set up manually. You need to turn this on manually. And then Universal Analytics have two types of user, total users and new users. But GA4, they have one more, active user. Okay, so you have total user, new user, and active user. Active user means they engage with your website. Yeah. And then the next one is this thing called exploration report. Now, this is a very powerful tool and can go very advanced. And GA3, you don't have such thing called exploration reports. They only available in Google Analytics 360. So GA 360 is a paid tool. If you like an enterprise, you have a website that have a lot of views and you need a very sophisticated data, then you need to subscribe to GA 360 to have access to this exploration report. So now it's going away, no more. This exploration report you can access for free. So in GA4, it's included already. So there are a few types of reports, like funnel exploration report means how does your user go from step 1 to step 2, from step 3 to step 4. Yeah, later I'm going to show you a little bit how it works. And then user behavioral report. Yeah, so these are some of the reports that for data analytics experts to measure the data and then to see how to use this data to improve your marketing performance in your website. Generally speaking, Universal Analytics have more filters and more complex, but the data is easier to interpret. Very straightforward data to interpret. But GA4 is actually looks more simplified dashboard, but if you look at the data, it's more complex to interpret because of the terms that they use to measure different things based on a lot of perspective. So you will need some time to practice, to familiarize yourself with the terms. Yeah, especially if you are familiar with GA3 or Universal Analytics, you realize that the term could be the same, but the measure, how they measure, the measurement method will be different. How they calculate certain metrics will be different. Same name, different calculation. They have such things. Huh? So these are some of the summary of differences. Now, I won't go through this understanding the terms. Yeah. So let's go right. I think it's important. So for GA4, I mentioned you have three, right? Total users, new users, active user. So total users for GA4, they calculate based on unique users. Unique user means one person. Okay. So they don't calculate returning users who log on an event. Event means an action. Event means an action, can view page, can be download something, can be click on a page. Okay. New user means first time they've launched your apps or visited your website. Okay. It's either when they first open your website or when they first visit your website. Yeah. So first visit, first open, all these are called event. And then you also have active users. All right. So active users is the number of distinct users who visit your website or apps. An active user is any user who has an engaged session or when analytics collects some of these parameters. All right. So in layman term, simple term, active users also means that they actually engage with your website. Engaged session means they engage with your website. Example, they view 2 pages of your website, they click, or when they attend or inside your website for more than 10 seconds. Yeah. So all these are called active user. Now there's a limitation here for GA4. GA4 is a keep evolving tools. Now they always change. They going to add more in new features. They're going to remove certain things. They're going to replace certain things. So whatever I mentioned here today, in the next 2-3 months, they may change some things, right? They may change and remove certain things. They may shift certain features to certain area. So just bear in mind that it's a keep evolving tools that requires a lot of things to add on as well. Having said that, just understand that these terms will actually help you to manage your analytics better. So there's this one limitation here. A person may have visited the website using iPhone, tablets, then Chrome, then visit again using incognito mode. All of these count as different user, okay, instead of one user. This is not a bug, but it's just a technology limitation, the analytics limitation. So sometimes people will say you will see 10 new users, but actually these 10 new users are actually got 5 only, because maybe the person view your website from web, then they view again from incognito mode, then they view again from tablet, then they view again from phone. So all these different tablets technology in Google Analytics 4, so far they are not able to really track. Yeah, so they just estimate only, unless you log in everything using your Google account, right? You log in with the Google account and they are able to track. Okay, then you have this thing called sessions. So what is a sessions? A sessions initiates when a user either open an app on your foreground. Yeah, that means you open or view a screen or a page and no session is currently active. So session means when they open or view a page of your website, and then it will recalculate again after 30 minutes when the user is inactive. All right. And then next one is called engaged sessions. The number engaged session means whether they stay on your website, they do something or not. If they do something like view your website for more than 10 seconds, or when they click something, then it's called engaged sessions. Okay. And then next one is called source. Source is where your website traffic is coming from. Where? Source means from Google, from Facebook, from Instagram. Medium is how they got there. So for example, a source can be from Google. Medium can be organic traffic, can be paid traffic, can be display ads, can be YouTube ads, and so on and so forth. Okay. Source is from a place. Medium is how they got it there. Can. So let me explain a little bit to you about the relationship between these few things. Yeah, I'm going to pause this. Now I open up a notepad. You should see a notepad. The relationships between user, sessions, and event. So just now we talked about user, we got touch about sessions, we talks about events, right? So it works like this, like a hierarchy. User is a person. Huh? Sessions is like um multiple interaction. Okay, event is specific action. So one user can have multiple sessions, for example, 2 sessions. And then each sessions, they can have multiple events. So maybe they have up to 8 events for each sessions. Also can. So user is a big thing, followed by sessions, followed by events. Understand? So you can have one user can have multiple sessions, and one sessions can have multiple events. Right? So specific action, for example, click on a page, view your contact page, or add to cart, right? Or checkout. So all these are called events. Very specific action. So what about session? Session just now mentioned already, more than 10 seconds and two page view or screen view. Screen view means for mobile. Page view is for laptop. Screen view is for mobile. So they will have two metrics. If you see screen view means the person view your page from mobile. If you see page view means the person view your page on website. So it's either more than 10 seconds or page view or things like that, right? So sessions within 30 seconds. So, and then, or when there's one or more event happening. Okay. So this is how the relationship between these two. Yeah. Sessions or engage session. Yeah. Like that. Okay, so let me go back to my slides and let me explain certain things. Yeah. So right now, I'm going to show you how to install Google Analytics 4 in your website for those who haven't done so. So first of all, in this situation, I'm going to use WordPress as a way to solve this out. So if you are using WordPress, you need to install. So this is just an example of WordPress site. You need to install a plugin called Google Sitekit. Okay, just go to plugin. Whether you use Wix, you use Squarespace, you use Shopify, it's all the same thing. But for WordPress, you need to add this plugin called Google Sitekit. So just type Google Sitekit. Okay, this is the one. So you need to install it. Yeah, so let me just do a simple demo. So install this one, and then they will ask you to connect your Google Analytics account, your Google Search Console account, and your PageSpeed Insights. Yeah, so this one will be able to help you to sync easily. You don't need to use any coding. If you need more specific information, I'm going to show you how. Just go to your any Google Analytics account. Okay, let me show you where to see first. Under data stream, hold on. Let me just show you. Later, I'll come back to you how to come to this place. Yeah. Configure tag. And then show all. under this part. Config this one. Sorry, hold on. Not this one. Installation. Okay. Here, configure text setting. Installation instruction. This one. So if you are using Google WordPress, you use this one. You click here, site click plugin. Then they will teach you how to configure your website. Okay. So I share with you already. So install. So after install, they ask you to do what? Activate. Okay. Once you have activate, next you need to set up. Sign in with your Google account. So after you sign in with the Google account, and then they will ask you to choose an account, allow access, and then you click dashboard. Yeah. And then place in the property. Okay. So in your Google Analytics account, you will be able to find this measurement ID. So first of all, now assume you have actually installed GA3. I assume you have already installed GA3. So let's say example. I just give you an example. Let me find GA4. Okay, GA4 UA. So if I'm going too fast, let me know. Yeah. Okay. So now this is Universal Analytics report. Now I want to move into GA4, right? So first thing what I do is I install Google Sitekit in my WordPress first. Do this first. Okay. First step. Next step, what I need to do is I go to admin. And then you will have this thing. Hold on. Under property setting. Okay. I think I don't have the access to this one. And then you should have this thing called GA4 Setup Assistant. So let me show you where. Go out. Go out some more. Okay. Now you can create a property and then you can have this thing called Setup Assistant. All right. You click Setup Assistant, they'll teach you like to configure your data. All right. So what you need to do now is to generate a measurement ID. Okay, measurement ID. Yeah. So let me show you an example how I would do. So now I have Google Sitekit done here. So I'm going to click here and I am going to connect, sign in with Google. Okay. And then I use my account example. And then I click continue. Then you need to verify your ownership. All right. It's going to take a bit of time. So you need to add verification token to your site HTML code. If you have a web developer, you need to ask the person to get this HTML code to put inside the what they call the website code behind. All right, so I'm going to click allow. I'm going to show you setup. Go to my dashboard. So all this one just yes, 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 go, 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 next, next, next. Yeah, simple. Okay, so now let's connect. Now, AdSense is if your website have a lot of traffic, you apply for monetization, then you can connect your AdSense account to Google. All right, so this one is for monetization purpose, and analytics. And then Search Console is to monitor your website when there's error of your website, when there's some issue on your website. Search Console will tell you what to do. Yeah, and then for traffic, okay, let's see. Set up Google Analytics. Can you see? Set up Google Analytics. Okay, let's see. Next. Second, some access C6 service access to. Okay. View manage. Okay, done. Continue. All right. So let's say assuming I've done this already. So it will look something like this. Huh? You go to site kit. It will look something like this. You see the traffic, everything here, right? And this whole traffic is going to tells you the same. Yeah, you'll see traffic, number of users, number of traffic, impressions, and then you will see the same thing inside here. This one. This is GA3 lah. GA3, you'll see same thing here. Okay. And then if you want, then you just click GA4, then it will look something like this. Missing permission. Oops, what happened? Let me just refresh that. Okay, something is not right. It's okay, no problem. So I will just show you the other one. So it looks like something like this. Okay, so you will have start seeing some data here. Okay, yeah, this is the home data. All right, so let me just summarize for you. Installing, okay, your website with GA4. So how do you do that? Install Google Sitekit plugin. Okay, activate, then you connect with the Google Gmail account. Yeah, then create a property in GA or Universal Analytics. Get measurement ID. So measurement ID is your tracking ID. So where can you find your measurement ID? Where? So just go to your GA4. They will tell you. They automatically tell you where is your measurement ID. Just go to admin. It's under admin. You want to go get all the details. It's under admin. So you go to data streams, right? Or this one also can. GA4 29. This one 2958258880. Okay. Or you go to data stream. You click this one stream. This one. Oh, sorry. I make a mistake. Measurement ID is this one. So you can direct copy. This is the measurement ID. All right. So you get this measurement ID, then you paste in Google Sitekit like that, and connect. So note, you need to verify your website owner as an owner. So they will have all the instructions shared to you. So you're not sure where to, if you want more example or what you call instruction, you are not using WordPress, you're using Wix or you're using Squarespace. So what you can do, once you create a dummy account already, setting up, go to data stream, click on this full thing, okay, and then go down, go to configure text setting, and then click this one, installation instruction. So under installation section, they'll tell you, let's say you're using Wix. So here's how you do the installation. All right. So they have all the screenshot. They show you what to do already. Yeah. So it's easy, right? If you're using WordPress, just come to website, keep plugin, copy your ID, and then just follow the instruction exactly the same. Yeah. So when you're doing that, then it's up already. So you just need to take some time for the data to show you. Okay. So I hope that is helpful to you. If you're not sure, let me know again. So one more thing, one more difference that you will see between Universal Analytics and GA4 is this. Universal Analytics, you have three things and got accounts, got property, and then got another one thing here. So let me just give you an example. See, have this view. Can you see all website data? You have this thing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So if you are in Universal Analytics, remember you can click here, right? GA Setup Assistant to teach you, right? They'll teach you how to create. Then you use the one that I share with you. Yeah. So create one, and then you will have that all this thing. If it's GA4, you don't have this thing anymore. So only have one account and property. So let me just quickly share with you what all this does. So let me give you an example of Smart Investor. Let's use GA4 again. Internal error. Okay, never mind. Then I use back this one. Okay, so this is a dummy analytics account. So example, if you want to get tracking code, you want to link something, you want to give user access account, everything goes to admin. Click on admin, and then you have this thing to call accounts and property. So it's easy to get access. Just click here, account access management. If you want to manage together with people, so you just add this plus button. You can add user. So add the person email account, and then you can change at this person whether you want them to be admin. Okay, so let's say this is my email and give in a role. If you want people to have full control, put admin. If you just want the person to look at the account data without any modification, just put viewer. Yeah, and then click add. That's it. So this is for user account accessment. Now, next thing, what you want to do is to familiarize with some of the things here. Let me go through with you. You have Setup Assistant. So Setup Assistant basically is to help you connect your GA3 and GA4. That's it. All right. Next one is called Property Settings. So Property Settings is to set the basic profile of your GA4. Like what's your category of your business? What's the time reporting zone? What's the currency displayed? Yeah, and then give you a name. So you can change your property name, your own website name, okay, or just your URL. Next one, property access management is the same thing. You can give people access from here, this level, or this level. So usually I will just put this level. So it should be one website, one account. Yeah, one website, one account, so that it doesn't mess up all the data, all the things. So there's one thing. Now, next thing is this called data stream. So data stream is where you look at to manage, configure certain settings and to see whether a website is working or not. So if your website is collecting data, they will tell you is receiving data in the past 48 hours. If there's no data, they will say no, not receiving any data. So want to make sure whether your website is collecting data, functioning or not, look at this one. Okay, so just click here. If you click inside some more, then you will see measurement ID, yeah, the URL and the stream name. So when you set up, they'll ask you, do you want to enhance these measurement events? So what to enhance? Enhance these 6 things. Page view, scrolls, about click, site search, video engagement, and file download. So you can say, okay, let's do that. So if you can turn on, you can turn off, no problem. So in this case, you can turn on first so that it will help you track all these other things. Some of these tools may not be able to track accurately. Example, file downloads. So how do they determine file downloads, right? So you need to make sure that your data from the back end and this one is almost the same. If not, then you can configure and then you can turn off. You can turn off certain things. Now, for me, I turn off certain things like forms interaction. Yeah. Because I realized that form interaction is not that accurate, not so able to uh, express the data correctly. Yeah. So just to avoid all the messes, then I can just turn off. So you can turn off certain things or you can turn on everything depending on what you have. Then you can save here. Okay. Now, next thing you have is this modify event. Modify event means if you want to modify certain actions, specific actions. So this one is for very customized events. If you have certain event you want to track, but it's not inside Google Analytics 4, then you can modify. Or you can create a custom event, something that doesn't have in GA4. So let me pull out a slide and show you there are 4 types of events that you should be able to, you need to understand. Huh? So Google Analytics 4 track 4 types of events for you. They have 4 types. So the first type of event is called automatically track events. So this is default. By default, Google Analytics 4 help you track all these things. First session, session start, Now this is just some example only. If you want to know the full list, you can go to the GA4 documentation. Yeah, more example can be found. So this is just some basic example that you can see. So these are automatically tracked events in GA4. Now, if you want to add more spice, add some power inside your GA4, then you can turn on the enhanced special events, which I share with you. So inside they track things like this, okay? Scroll, about click, site search, video engagement, found download, and so on. The third type of event is called recommended event. So recommended event is events that they created, but you need to set up manually. So it's not by default. By default, it is there already. It's like a template. It's like a storeroom ready to use. So you can use it. For example, if you run an e-commerce site, you can add to cart events, add payment, login, sign up, share, search, purchase. So these are certain events that they already built for you, but it's not automatically tracked. So you need to set up. If all else doesn't have any events that you want, it's not inside here, you can use custom event. So you need to check whether here got or not, here do you have, here do you have. If everything don't have, there's certain things that you want to track, but it's not appearing here, you can use custom event. Okay, so this is events. So let me go back to my screen. And next one is important. This is one, configure text settings. Configure text setting. So basically what it means is how do you want to manage your events and your tag? Yeah. So I will click here under setting, you click show all. There are a few things that is important to understand. The first one is if you want to manage your event, then you can click here and see which one do you want to manage, right? So this one is something some we saw already. So it will appear here again. Now this one I also turn off. Detect a page view event each time a page loads. This one by default is already have. So I do not want need to have double calculation. So I'll turn this off. Now next one is this thing called, this one not so important. Next one is called define internal traffic. So sometimes if you go into your GA4, it will also count you as a user, right? So if you have a agency to work with on this one, setting up this one, you have like 5 people, 6 people manage this Google Analytics 4, so you can exclude them. Okay, so you need to define first. You can create. So give you a name like own internal traffic from office. Just give you a name. And then this one, just leave it internal. And then you can use this, right? IP address equals to this one, right? So if you want to know what's your IP address, just click what's my IP address. So you click, then you can just copy and then you put inside. So how it looks like, it's like this, right? Company owned traffic, internal. So if I click this one, see? So now it will not calculate this one inside the data. Okay, so this is internal traffic. Now the other one is this thing called adjust session timeout. So session timeout is where a way to manage, to measure whether your traffic, your website traffic is engaging with you or not. So you can decide, you can click inside and then you can decide how do you want to adjust the sessions. Like this one, usually I just touch here only. Adjust timer for engage session. Remember, engage session means 10 seconds or more. If you feel that 10 seconds in my website doesn't look like they're doing anything, all right, you feel it's not accurate, then you can make it longer. Some people put 30 seconds or 20 seconds because they feel that 10 seconds is not engaging, in my opinion, in my point of view. All right. So for example, if you are building an e-commerce website, if the person just scroll to 10 seconds, maybe you feel they can't learn anything, they can't do anything. Actually, 10 seconds. To me, 10 seconds doesn't mean they engage. To me, 30 seconds tells a better picture. Then you can change to 30 seconds. All right. So that's what it means. So you can adjust the rules of how you want to track in GA4. All right. These card changes. So basically, these are some of the important things that you can do. So let me just summarize of what I shared with you. Go to admin and you have accounts and property. So if you have a new website, so create a new account. All right, create a new account. And then you can work with other people. You can have account access management. If you want to take your measurement ID, manage your events, manage your tag, everything is under data stream. Just go to data stream, you get your measurements ID and so on and so forth. All right. Now, next one, the rest are not so important. Next one is called data settings. So this is the one I share with you. If you want to collect longer data, yeah, under data retention, you can change this to 2 months or 14 months. So retention period of the user data gathered by GA4. Yeah, 2 months or 14 months. Now, to me, just put 14 months. The longer they hold, the better it is. Now, next one is data collection. How do you want Google to collect data? So one of the way Google collect data is based on how persons sign in using their Google account and so forth. So you need to turn this on a Google Signal data collection. So there's a method called collecting data based on Google Signals. So turn this on so that it will give you a more accurate result when it comes to data. All right. So what else is important? Now, next one is called debug view. So debug view means, is there anything happening or not? It's for you to test whether your action, whatever you're setting up, is correctly or not. Yeah, debug view is to see whether there's when, let's say you set up an action event, okay? Then you test. You want to test whether the event is functioning or not. Whether you want to test whatever events you set up is correctly or not, then you come to debug view and see it will appear on, okay? Then next one is this thing called product link. You can link your Google Ads account, link your Ads Manager account, and the rest. Merchant Center is for e-commerce. And Google Search Console. So link everything that you have, Search Console, Ads account, Manager account. Yeah. So this is how you use the admin site. You have these two, right? Okay. If you want to practice GA4, want to play around, you can use a demo account. Okay, you can use a demo account. You put GA4 demo account. So just click on demo account. Scroll down in the middle. You have these 3 links. Can you see? Universal Analytics is an old one. Flooded is an app. It's a game app. Yeah, if you have apps, you want to study the apps, then you can use this one. For website, use this one. Google Merchandise Store. It's an e-commerce store. So you click inside. Now we will have access to Google Merchandise Store data. Okay. So inside here, you can see example. You can look at reports. You can look at reports. Then they have simplified. You have Lifecycle, you have user. So let me quickly explain what is few things. So usually what we usually do is look at snapshot. I think it's good. Snapshot average to tell you what's happening right now based on past 28 days. So you have user, you have new user, you have average engagement time, you have revenue. All right. So this is a snapshot. This is real time user in the last 30 minutes, right? Top countries from where? Then you go down. Where do your user come from? All right. New user. So you have top 3 example. So if you want to make better decision for your website, if you realize that, oh, my direct has the highest one. So you need to define direct. What does it mean to you? Now in Google, direct means from when they type your brand name, your website name, when they bookmark your website and then they click directly, or when they click on the link from email, from ebook, and so on and so forth. It's called direct link. Yeah. Organic search means based on keywords. The keywords that they type in, then your website shows, they click inside. Yeah. Paid search can be Google. Paid search is Google search marketing, right? Search event. Display ad network. Okay. Then you have cross network, referral, and other side. So all this data are a snapshot and actually it's quite useful. Yeah. So if you want more powerful data or comprehensive data, you can come here, Lifecycle. You have these 3. Acquisition, engagement, monetization. So under acquisition, you can click overview. You can see how people come to your website. From where? So scroll down, you can see new user by first user. So this one is under acquisition. Acquisition means how they come to your website, how these users are acquired in the first place. So it focuses on first place. First user default. Can you see first? Right? Okay. Now next one is called traffic. Traffic acquisition means how they go to your website. How? Most recent, based on 28 days, most recent, how they come to your website. Through direct, to organic search, paid search. So let me explain using a link. I'm going to explain to you so they can understand. Okay. Oops. Here. So the difference between acquisition, user acquisition, and traffic acquisition, which is this one. You have these 2, right? User and traffic. So user acquisition shows how you first acquire the user, right? Example, through Google search, through emails, through paid search, through Facebook. Traffic acquisition report shows you what led the user to your site. Okay, based on most recently. Through emails, through Google also can. So what's the keyword? The keyword is first acquired user, traffic acquisition based on most recently. Understand? Yeah. So let me just summarize. You don't need to, if you feel a bit confusing, but it's okay. It's okay. No problem. Just look at overview. What you want to focus on is to look at which one give you the most results. Just focus on top 3, top 5, and then see what can you do to improve the second place, the third place, and the first place. And then reflect on what have you done right. What should we do more of? What should we do less of? Based on report like this. Yeah. So let's say now I know that direct, organic, paid search is my top 3 channel people coming to my site. So direct means, as shared with you already, people click on your link, people type your website name, people click from your email campaign. So these are all called direct. So what else do we need to do to improve this area? Okay. Now next one is look at engagement. Just click on overview. Engagement means how they interact with your website. So simple mathematics, the more, the better. The higher the numbers, the better it is. All right. So let me just scroll down. So you can see views and event count. Views means how many people views, right? The site. Event count means how many action based on these views. Now this one doesn't really tells you a picture, right? It doesn't tell you anything. Now this one is more interesting. What is the top view page? So look at here. The home page has the highest view, right? Usually it will be the case. Most people will have the most view on the home page, which is okay. Then the next one is shopping cart, men's unisex, candy store, apparel, Google store. So you can click on view pages and screen, and look at the more thorough data. So from what I see here, I know that, looks like a lot of people go into shopping cart, and a lot of people shopping in this area, men unisex apparel. So maybe I can do more promotion for these groups of people. And then I optimize also at the same time, I optimize this sale page, right? People click on the sales. People want to know what's the offer, latest offer promotion right now. So I can increase the UI, UX, the content, more impactful promotion, right? To attract more clicks. Possible, right? So you review. Maybe you have the last one. Let's say you found that maybe you put, let's say you put 100 pages. I'm going to click here, row per pages. Scroll the way down. Here's that. Let's say you just launch a product. Then you can see here whether you want to launch a new product, whether do you want to continue to launch, example, this YouTube eco-friendly duffel. Maybe you feel that not many people, looks like don't have demand. You can consider maybe don't launch this first. Maybe you launch the one that have higher visits. Maybe kids, lifestyle, or tens of thousands, like unisex apparel for men. So this is what we can brainstorm to improve the decision making. All right. So let me summarize all in all about what should a GA4 tells you. I'm going to go into these things. So here are the 5 things to measure for Google Analytics 4. The first one is to measure the traffic growth in GA4. Do you have traffic growth? More, or consolidating, or going down? So this is the first thing that you want to track. Second thing, you check whether these traffic coming to your site, are they relevant or not? Where are they from? Example, when your website is only focused on Malaysian market, then there's a big chunk coming from your US, coming from India, coming from Indonesia, or are any countries that is not your target audience, then they may not be relevant, isn't it? So want to track whether these people are relevant to your website based on the demographics. Yeah, so traffic relevancy. GA4 can help you to do that. Third one, check engagement. Is there any engagement, right? Good or bad? Engagement means what? The action they take, the numbers of sessions. They stays there very long time. They take a lot of action. They click here, they download, they watch the video, they scroll. So this is called engagement. Numbers of action per user. The more actions they can take per user, the better it is. Number 4, check the returning traffic. This is to see whether your website is sustaining visitors or not. Usually a blog site, a magazine site have a lot of returning traffic. Yeah, and you need to measure this even more because you want people to keep coming back to read your blogs, isn't it? So if you operate a blog site, a magazine site, a lot of articles, then a lot of people coming back to you is a good metric to see whether you are doing a good job or not. If you are a B2B company or if you are a company who a corporate website, then returning traffic may not be the most important you want to track. So it also depends on the industry. Yeah. Or whether you run an e-commerce store. This is also very important. Whether people keep coming back to your website to buy stuff from you. The final one is to track whether the visits are meaningful. Meaning, are they actually taking the action you want them to take? Purchase, subscribe, download, add to cart. So are they taking actions that is important to you? So all in all, in Google Analytics 4, you can measure based on this 5 framework. You make decision based on this 5 framework. Yeah, some is more important than the other. You may want to prioritize. See what is important to you based on your marketing direction. Yeah, so I hope this short answer, 160 minutes, give you a good overview. So let me just summarize of what we have learned. Okay, just bear with me. So we learned about UA versus GA4. What's the main difference? We learn about setting up GA4. We also learn about um, or going through the admin section, and then also going through the dashboard, overview. And we also learned a bit about the measurement as events, plus the terms and understanding the terms. And finally, we learned about the 5 things to track, to measure for GA4. All right. So I hope this is useful to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll be more happy here to assist you. So let me come to my place, and I'm going to stop share and pass back to Nafis. Nafis, back to you. Is there any questions?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Alex. Okay, so that concludes our lunch and learn. So we hope you found this information and insight shared today be valuable. We want to thank our speaker, Mr. Alex, for sharing their knowledge and expertise with us. So if you have any question, you may ask us. You can comment below and Mr. Alex will answer it. So if there are no question, so for guys want to access the replay of this session, it will be available on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. So as you can see, these are the upcoming courses in March. We have Marketing Masterclass on 7 and 8 March and Microsoft Excel Intermediate and Advanced level. This is a physical class on 15 and 16 March. So if you have any further question, feel free to reach out to us via email or social media. We're happy to help. Also, don't forget to like and follow our social media platform for more information. Thank you all for joining us today. It was great having you. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. See you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.